Hello, Denise and Rachel. And hi, Ella. How you doing? Nice to see you today.
Hey there. Hey guys. Always good to be here on a Friday. It is the Lavalais and Ella live show, and we're in good spirits because we've got a fantastic guest coming up today.
Oh, that's right. That is correct. I know we're missing some people out there, but I know we're missing Fern. Fern is in Tanzania, but I would assume a family from up there in New Jersey got to sign in. So if you guys are, you're a little slow signing in, that's okay. But let us hear from you. Robin, we don't see Robin in the house, and a lot of people are not in the house just yet. So if you're low, you come on in the house, please sign in and holler at us and say
Yeah.
hello.
Sign in. Make sure you share. Share our Facebook page with friends, family, associates, and go over to YouTube as well. We are building up our YouTube channel. Go over there, youtube.com/ Black Artist Marketplace. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you like what you see. Also, click on that little thumbs up, and that will also assist us with all that we do on our programming. Also Instagram. Make sure you go check us out on Instagram. It's always Black Artist Marketplace. If you Google us, we will come right up there, and you'll be able to see all the platforms that we're on, including our website.
Yeah, and some of our past shows, if you're interested in going back and taking a look at some of our past shows, they're
Yeah.
also available on YouTube. You can go on YouTube and watch them and see some of the artists that we've been able to bring to you. Our last big show was last month, right?
This month, still
This
this
month.
month, we are
Oh,
still in
yeah,
February.
Black History Month. Yeah.
It was this month. It was a couple of weeks ago. We had wonderful Black History Month BAM, and some great artists. And we've got another one coming up in March. So, always stay tuned for that. But it's always, we're here every Friday, and we're going to provide some wonderful content for you and good conversation. And of course, we're going to show a few hats and a little bit of jewelry every week.
Yeah, yeah, come on. There's New Orleans is finally in the house for us. We got
I'm surprised New Orleans is preparing for Mardi Gras. So thank you so much for checking in with us. I know it's a busy time for you guys.
yeah, everybody down there, they're having their parades and preparing their suits for Mardi Gras Day. They're getting ready to, especially Manhattan. Manhattan's getting ready to do her Indian thing. She's gonna suit up this year. She's gonna suit up along with or in her tribe, I guess. So
Okay.
that should be pretty interesting. I hope to get some the pictures for that. Okay.
Okay. New
All
Orleans is
right.
sewing, she says. Okay. I hear you. I really do. Has it already started? Because I see people beginning to post on Facebook, So I'm wondering, has it started? Is it just one day? Or is Mardi
Oh
Gras like
no! Oh,
Mardi Gras is like a slew of days, right? With so many parades, and I'm right, right?
oh yeah! It started. It started a while ago.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I'm like, oh, I see all these images, like my customers down in New Orleans, like, oh, okay. Everybody's like suited up doing their thing.
Yeah, they have parades. They have big balls. They have,
Mm-hmm.
they have a lot going on to lead up to Fat Tuesday, which is what we'll be celebrating the day before Ash Wednesday, which is the end of Lent. So that's what's going on.
And this is probably the first year in a few years that everybody's out. Mardi Gras is on, Carnival is on in Brazil. Everybody's out doing their thing.
Yeah, no COVID, so you don't have to do your mask. People will be coming
Ah,
out, but it should be. I mean, I know there's going to be tons of people. There's already tons of people going out to the parades and so
Hmm.
forth, you know.
I bet.
All right.
I
Oh,
bet.
now there's Fern. See, she didn't give us up. She's in Zanzibar.
All right. All right. Zanzibar and watching the Lavalais and Ella live show. You know, I love it. We are international, so wonderful. Thanks, Fern. Wonderful.
Yeah, hope you are enjoying your trip to Africa and in Tanzania right now. I'm sure you are. You can holler at us, you know,
I'd
one and
also like to
only.
know what time is it in Zanzibar? It must be like in the early hours of the morning, perhaps. Yeah, maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah, possibly so, because that's all the way on the other side.
Yeah, and okay, and here's my girl Callie and the Hall family. They finally got in here, and Abu came on. There's Philly is in the house.
All
All
right,
right,
Philly.
now we're getting represented.
Takes a little time for people to warm up. They see we're on. They're like, okay, let me settle down. Let me get something to drink and get ready to, have a good evening with us, as always.
Yeah, birthdays. Let's talk birthdays. We didn't talk birthdays, but I think my co-host has a birthday coming up in a couple of
Yes, I
days also.
do. My
So
birthday is coming up Sunday. Pisces in the house, definitely. So I'm looking forward to that. Callie, it's her birth. Was it her birthday? Happy birthday, Callie. I don't
oh
know what day
man,
your birthday was.
yeah, she was great. We look forward to having her back on our show. You know, I mean, if you guys missed her episode with us, you should go check it out
Oh
because
yeah,
that was really good. You know, it was really enjoyable to have her on.
yeah. Again, go check out YouTube. Go check out our channel. It's Black Artist Marketplace, and you can see all the past shows from the past year. And Callie was one of the memorable guests on our show. So happy birthday to her.
That's
Okay. All right. He's not telling them Aisatu. He's just saying that's what it's like in Mardi Gras this year. That's all. That's all. He's
I
not
side too. I wear my mask everywhere I go. I'm
he's
not,
not saying
and I
that.
got three
Okay.
shots. And if they'll give me a fourth one, I would take that one too. Hey, I'm in Louisiana. I'm in the central part of Louisiana, which I've told you. So they got a bunch of crazy people up here. Never respected science at all. So
Okay. Hey Fern. Fern says it's 4 a.m. in Zanzibar. I guess you must be on LA time. Your body clock must be on LA time. Or you just got up ready to watch us. Either way, we're grateful. We really are.
yeah. I saw too. I sent you something in the mail. I guess you didn't get it because you would have said something about it. But I probably tomorrow or by Monday. I think the mail has been really slow lately. I think there's been like a slowdown in terms of
Slow down again. It happens, right? Okay.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Lavera says Detroit is a little chilly, but she's here. They're here getting ready to watch. And Callie says, thank you for the birthday wishes. You are very welcome. Very, very welcome. And let us know what day it was. I don't know what day it was her birthday.
Uh,
All
who's
right.
that? Callie?
Callie, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And how old is Callie? Callie turned
She's 6, I think, right?
6. All
Yeah.
right. Wonderful 6th birthday. Gosh, she's got the whole century to look forward to. My goodness. Ah, okay. So it was wonderful. Just seeing everybody's in the house. Who do we? We're going to do a little bit different today. How are we going to start off the show today, Lavalais?
Yeah, well, we're going to introduce them. We're going to talk to our guests before we show our things. You guys hang in there with us all the time. So we are going to bring our guests on before we show you our items. Ellen and I both have some things to show you, but we're
Yes.
going to bring our guest on before we,
Yeah,
you
we
know,
thought we'd switch it up, keep
yeah.
you on your toes. We have, like I said earlier, we have an amazing guest coming on and sort of excited to hear everything that she's going to discuss with us.
All right. So do we have, are we going to talk for a couple more minutes or are we going to bring her on now?
Let's bring her on. Why not wait? Let's keep, let's keep it rolling.
Okay, well, if you're in the house and you ain't hollered out to us yet, give us a holler out. We know you're out there. We can see you out there. You just give us a shout out. If you got anything you want to holler out to us, please do. Okay. All right. All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead on and bring on our guest. I'm gonna be giving the introduction.
Yes.
Um, That's correct, right? Do we have a, no, we don't have anything? Oh, okay, so I can't read from my notes.
Oh, okay. No notes today. Okay.
Yeah, I
Gonna
can't
be
get
off the
behind
top
it.
of your head.
Yeah, I can't get behind the scenes and read from my notes. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead on. Today's guest is Miss Carol B. Bell. Carol B. Bell, writer, author, activist, and co-founder of the Shea Cultural Center in New Orleans, Louisiana. Now, she started out in the public school system, graduated from Tulane and Loyola University, got a master's degree at Loyola, I think master's degree, and that was in business, I believe, or sociology. I'm not sure. We'll correct it when she comes on, and she can correct me because I can't see my notes right now. So, so but she went on to, she worked for a while doing the thing that we all do, which is to get a job. And she did that. And then one day, it dawned on her that she could do some other things. And she started her own thing. And she became a very active person in terms of social organizations and artists in New Orleans. As again, I said, she was a native New Orleans. She grew up in New Orleans, and she now still lives in New Orleans. Uh, so, so she went through the struggles of integration, segregation, and all of those things during the early years of her life. So I'm going to go ahead on, and we're going to talk to Carol a little bit about that particular part of her history. So welcome to the show, Miss Carol B. Bell.
Thank you so much, Lavalais. And Ella. Yeah, I'm happy to be here with you all today.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It really
Yeah.
is. We're excited to have you on. There's so much that you've done in your lifetime, but I know Lavalais wants to cover some earlier parts.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about now. I know she's at the top now. And one of the things that I did want to say was like all the young ladies in New Orleans always refer to her as Mama Carol. They all just love her to death, so she is known as Mama Carol to everybody in the circle of people.
It's a name that I dearly love.
Oh.
All right, so Carol, you want to expound a little bit on what my introduction was really all about? Because I'm really trying to delve into a little bit about, I know what it must have been like driving past, what was it? I can't remember, Pontchartrain Park, headed out to Lincoln Beach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so like everybody else, I started out as a child. and I guess my earliest influence was my grandmother. My parents divorced relatively early. I was maybe 2 when that happened. My grandfather on both sides were ministers. My paternal grandparents, however, were the place where my mother and my father resided. And so when the marriage didn't work, I think my grandparents, in just abject horror at how poorly my father had done as a husband, kind of told my mother to get her life together, and don't worry about childcare. That they take care of me, and so I kind of got started like that, carrying the name of my infant aunt who died before she was one. I kind of got into the footsteps of Carol Francis Bebelle and got started moving. My grandmother was the person who, I guess, inspired culture and art in me. She put me to bed every night with a song, a poem, or a story, sitting next to me, making certain that I had had a good day, and that I told her the story about what my day was like. And I think it was that kind of became a foundational element for me. We lived in the Seventh Ward of New Orleans, and so we were people who were not Creole, and we were folks who were not Catholic, who were living in a community that was predominantly Creole and Catholic. And that created a certain kind of awareness of the fact that everybody's not exactly like you are. And it also created the opportunity for me to learn how to be able to be helpful, if not a part of something that was very close. So my friends were going to catechism then. You went to school and they left early to go to catechism, and so I got to be the person who would ask them their questions so they could be ready to be good students when they went to catechism. Why did God make you? Et cetera, et cetera. And and so, I kind of had a pretty, really good childhood. I think that the issues of race were not so present for me because the church was such a protective village. Everybody there looked like you. And because my grandfather was a pastor, we often traveled even. And the presence of the race issue wasn't so present even then. And so I really didn't start running into like the issues of race in my life until my family moved to Pontchartrain Park. And the front part of Pontchartrain Park was mostly um, inhabited by white folks. And they were living in the part that was deeper into the park. And so when we got on the bus in the morning, the bus was empty to go to school. But by the time it got to the front, we had started filling the bus, and there was a need to move the screen up because at that point in time, the screens were still being used where colored folks had to sit behind the screen. And then as schools started, integrating and stuff, there were instances when, like, because the bus was so full of kind of black, young people, that folks would throw eggs at the bus and that kind of thing going in. But we were all together, and in a certain kind of way, we felt the camaraderie and we didn't feel the discomfort of it, right? And so, the school system was essentially, segregated, and so we were all in black schools, graduated, and then I graduated from high school and started college at 16, and wound up going to Loyola University. Um, and then there was a great wake up. There was maybe 30 black students on the whole campus when I got there. The year before had been the first year that they had welcomed black students to the campus. And
I was going to ask you about that. I mean, because traditionally anybody from Louisiana went to one of the went to Southern Grambling, or one of the
yeah,
one of the historically black colleges.
yeah. So Loyola was a
Prairie
default.
View or something.
Loyola was a default. My two best friends and I, we were good students. We graduated first, second. I was 20th in the class, so we were the top of the class. And what we wanted to do more than anything was to leave New Orleans and go somewhere else. And so we were good girls. We weren't trying to get mischief or anything. So when it came down to doing the applications and all, what we usually did was we did the applications, had our parents look at them, and then we'd send them in. Well, we'd been sending in applications in lots of places. You know, we were good students, schools were integrating, and all of that. And so we wanted to go to Wake Forest, not because of anything about Wake Forest. It was because Wake Forest had the curriculums that all three of us wanted. That was what we were looking for. Where could you find medical technology, sociology, and, you know, all at the same place? And we got accepted.
Mm.
And then, and we got accepted early. And so then the word came back from the school that we'd been accepted, that we had financial aid packages. And my mother was the first one to balk. And she said, Wake Forest, where? She said, Carol, you're not going. You're not going there. You're not going. You know, that was just it, you know. And then she got together with Sharon and Daryl's mothers, and the three mothers decided that we were not going. Well, now we have used all of our, you know, attractiveness as a student and all of that on a hopeless case. And now here we are trying to find our way into a good school. And so thankfully, Loyola was looking for Black students. And so this is how we wound up going to Loyola. Our high school counselor, who was working hard for all of the students really in our senior class, heard from our parents, discovered that we were not going to be able to travel to an out-of-state school, and was able to situate us with pretty decent packages over at Loyola. And so that's how we wound up at Loyola. And we were there with really the cream of the crop of the Creole community, because those were the kids that were integrating Loyola. So Dookie Chase was there, Cecile Heidel was there, Anne Verrett was there. All of these were folks that had either been in school with us or had been in Catholic schools, you know, at St. Mary's and Xavier Prep, and when we were in high school. And so we began our experience as Loyola students. The faculty was pretty welcoming and all of that, but the student body was really in crisis. The students were dealing with whatever the values they had, from home. The Jesuits were calling people into social justice, and they were not coming running. I can assure you of that. And so we often felt like a kind of a tribe, that our student union was a bench that was next to the first building on the campus that was closest to St. Charles. And we used to hang there, leaving Post-it notes and messages for each other, because it just was terribly uncomfortable in many instances. And for Sharon and I, we were really in the dialogue of race, because we were in the sociology curriculum. And that was a place where this was being taken on. So you were getting to hear people have to express themselves in terms of how it is that they felt and thought about us, and the declaration that they weren't bad people. It's just that they've always heard, they always were told, they always thought that Black people were this, that, or the other. And so this is what was going on campus. We were trying to organize, and did organize into a organization called Expression, which was about being able to give voice to what our thoughts and feelings were. But these kids who had come from first families in the Creole community were being denied access to being in fraternities and sororities and all of that kind of thing. Some of us were just not interested in that, but they were definitely, they'd gone to cotillions and botillions. And so the expectation was that they were going to do sororities and fraternities and all of that. And so, we just really, we kind of managed to get a good education despite. And we learned how to begin to live in a society that rejected us, rejected the fact that we were, fully human, that we had capacities, that we could be smart, that we could be creative. We began to understand how people really thought that. I mean, like, folks would sit down in the class a little bit uncomfortable, but speak it with very definite kind of a feeling about what they thought and heard and saw inside with Black folks, and so we managed to make an existence for ourselves because the school was actively looking to change. There were ways in which they had projects that they had, and one of them was Upward Bound. And that was a place where I spent a lot of time. We were working with students, convincing them, first of all, that they should consider going to college. And then the fact that, they could come to this college that was in their city, and they would come on Saturdays during the school year, and during the summer, they would stay on campus. And all of this was about, kind of making them see themselves as college students. And so that became a place where I really saw that I could make a difference. And I worked there all through college, and then for years after the time that I was in college. And I think the experience of the intimacy of the group that we had of Black students, the work that I was able to do at Upward Bound, and being in the sociology curriculum, which wound up attracting people who were broad-minded and were really looking to create a better society, that working among those things, we were able to find these safe havens in what was, really a pretty hostile environment.
During that time period, did you feel like you were going through a period of change, though, like historical change?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. The kind of, like being in a Black high school when you were considered a good student, that there was just a lot of cheerleading and support for you. People were expecting you to do well and were encouraging you on. And so, getting into a place where, first of all, there's the acclimation to college in general, where there's just more requirement of independence, that, that you have to do things because you're supposed to. You go to class because you're supposed to. Nobody makes you go to class. The teacher who taught the class that you just missed could pass by and speak to you, knowing that you just missed their class, and they would not say anything to you, And so that there's first learning the culture of college, and then there's learning how to be able to be in this situation where you are clearly not being supported by your student body. Like the students could care less about who you are, and in fact are more happy when you're not around because you make them uncomfortable, right? And so you had you had two levels of adaptation that's going on, and then there's the third one, which is just learning college, period, in terms of some of the things that you didn't get in high school, that we were great students. We did the test really well. We had high scores and all of that. But a lot of the interpretive and conceptual work was not done in high school. And so we're moving to this other plane where people are, we're at a Catholic university. And so we're encountering things like philosophy, which is not anything that we did in high school. So it was like a huge amount of adaptation that, had to go on. And then we had the blessing of having a team of like 3 or 4 young professors who had just transferred from Fordham University. And I think that was our saving grace in the curriculum, because they were very open-minded. They were doing things a lot differently. They were not traditional in how they taught and all of that. And so it was like a huge growth spurt, like emotionally, socially, in every way. And then all of this is going on with us personally, while the world around us is also in strife around these issues of race and all. So not just here, but the Loyola had a international center that was working at the time with Haiti and some of the Caribbean countries, and so we had this international feature that was also starting to kind of play into our ecosystem. So it was just a lot of stuff to have to take on. And again, remember, I was 16. So it wasn't like I was 18 or 19 years old. I was 16 years old when all of this was going on. Mm-hmm. And so anyways, we get through, college, and we go, when you graduate, you're supposed to essentially either go to graduate school or get a job. All of us were supposed to do that, and we all did that. Um, uh, Darryl became a medical technologist with the VA, and Sharon started working with the state as a social worker, and I started working with the school system, helping with community organizing around education, particularly with an eye toward getting parents to be able to be more involved in the kinds of additional services that got given to their kids through this federal program that was called Title One. And through that work, we were successful in being able to put the first parent on the school board um, ever. And so my whole path of doing community-based human service planning started. It was an accident. It wasn't anything that I picked. My boss at the time asked me one time to do a draft of a grant. When I gave it to him, he made a few corrections, and he said, "Hey, pal, that wasn't that bad." And so I learned how to write grants, and that was accidental. It wasn't intentional. And so the combination of grant writing, writing in general, and community-based human service planning kind of became the things that I did. And it also became a place where you got a chance to look at the differences. Because in doing planning work, you're often talking about what the needs are, what the gaps between needs and services is, and what the various gaps are between a certain group and their performance and another group. And so I got an opportunity to be able to see, to see the gaps that
So
were.
you think that's when the seeds of the idea for your future endeavors started, or was it in college?
Yeah, I think that I went a long time kind of adapting to my circumstances and bringing what I had to offer to them to try to be a contribution. I don't think I had a long-term plan at all. I was working in systems where you could work for 20 or 30 years and retire, and it was a done deal. What happened for me, however, at the school board is that I went back to graduate school, got a master's degree, and applied for a job there that I was denied because I was young and I wasn't an older Black man. And the kind of the tension of it, it's like I had never had to deal with anything like that. Like seeing all of the people every day that were really were in strife with me, who were not acting like they were in strife with me, but were. And like the thing that would happen is that the nomination for the person to get the job would go to the school board. Well, now the parent was on the school board that we'd helped to put on there, and so she would keep them from being able to vote on it because it wasn't the person she wanted, which was me, right? And I was the one that everybody thought ought to get it because I was the one that met the biggest requirement, which was to have a master's degree. I had a master's degree plus the experience, and the person I was running, who was being put forward, did not have a master's degree, but he had more years of experience. So the tension of that was another learning thing. It's like it was really a lot for me. I got an active ulcer during that period. And finally, one of the members of the advisory committee had been invited to start an office for the then mayor of New Orleans at the time, who was Dutch Morial, called the Mayor's Bureau of Drug Affairs. And he invited me to be the city's planner for substance abuse services. And so I made the decision to leave. And that resolved it.
And was that
But
the beginnings of the Ashe?
it wasn't even the beginnings.
No, it wasn't.
It was more of the same thing of preparation meeting opportunity. I was still in a period where maybe I was 23 or 24 by then. And I'd learned a big lesson because my boss at the school board, my colleague there and I decided to just go to graduate school on our own to Tulane. So we were going at night, and a semester came where we were able to take a course that was in the middle of the day. And we happened to be there the day that the deputy superintendent came, who saw us in the class and was shocked that we were there. So I thought we'd gotten in trouble, and so did Paula. So when we get back to work, they obviously had gotten back to our boss, and so he called us in and wanted to know what was I studying and all of that. When he heard it was educational administration, um, heard some of the courses we were taking, he said, I tell you what, you bring back a B or better, he said, and we'll pay for that. He said, because we spend money to send you all across the country to grant workshops and all of that. And that serves our purposes. This is going to serve a purpose for you and us. And I don't see a reason why we shouldn't pay for it. So they paid for the master's degree.
Uh-huh.
And the civil service at the school board got quick, fast, in a hurry together getting the policy when the word got out. And then right after that, because of all of this back and forth and all of this tension and everything, I left and went to the city. And again, I still was not like, I didn't see a vision because I was already building a second path of work for myself, which was community work. So I was working with churches and artists and nonprofits, who needed support. A lot of people needed to have folks who could write their ideas down or help them with grants or whatever. So I was doing that as my second path of work, the contribution that I felt like was my part to the community. And so here I'm at the city now. So I've left the school board. Black folks are all throughout the leadership at the school board. I'm now at the city, and the same is true. Black folks are rising in government, and so though the times are turbulent, there's a way in which the experience that I'm having is an experience of us getting in and being given opportunity. My work, however, is having me to take a look at the big picture, which shows like what the gaps are between like what we're getting, how we're doing, and what other groups have and what they're doing. So I'm really clear that this is better than it used to be, but it ain't great yet. We haven't gotten to great yet. And so I kind of move along that way for a long time. And it's not almost until I'm like 40 before the thing that did it for me was, Ella, was the folks that I worked with put me up for an award and I didn't get it. It was a, great civil servant award. So when we came back, one of the people in the civil service department went, "Oh, I hope you're not too disappointed, Carol." He said, "You're going to get that award yet." That's the thing that made me think about my future. Because I never went to the city to get a daggone award. Mm-hmm. And it forced me to sit down and think about, well, if I don't want to do that, then what do I want to do? And
it's almost like a door closes and
yeah,
the brain starts churning and it's
absolutely.
Like, okay, let me come up with something else.
Absolutely. And so in the Bureau of Drug Affairs, I'm learning about what disappointment and absence of opportunity creates in folks that has them to turn to drugs. I'm learning about the veterans that are coming home that have drug problems. So I'm building up this whole repository of knowledge about the places where we've got aches and pains and bobos and things that need to be healed. And I'm working in programs that are spending millions of dollars toward that. And I'm noticing that, most of the programs are doing a good job, but as somebody goes out of a slot, somebody else goes in a slot. So you're not seeing the extent of improvement that you would hope would happen with that kind of an expenditure. So, move from substance abuse to public health. There was a race thing that was involved with that. Because I found out in city government, there were 2 tracks of professionals who were kind of slated in the organizational structure. There was something called a community development associate, and God, I can't even remember what the other ones were called. But the CDAs were the slots that they gave to Black folks for the federal programs. And then there was another kind of administrative associates which were the ones that went to work for the various departments in city government, right? So when the office that I went to closed, there was this thing called bumping that started happening, where people's evaluations and their tenure would come together to determine if they lost a slot. Like if a federal program closed, the people from the federal program didn't just all, didn't necessarily all get fired. The person who had the least time and the worst evaluations are the ones that got fired. So this started happening, and I was in a high level of the CDA level, work, and so there was a position that was open in the health department for a person like that, and I wanted to know whether I could apply for it. I had a master's degree. I'd worked for years in the public sector. I couldn't understand how having written plans for the city of New Orleans could put me in a position of not being able to to handle this job. And so it was the first time they had done that, which is to take somebody out of the CDA and put them into the administrative analyst series. Because that, it was intended so that when the federal programs went, the people that were in the federal programs would also go, which were mostly Black folks. And so that was a whole big brouhaha over at City Hall. But the fact that I did it meant that they could no longer do that, and that these two things were pretty much parallel, except for the fact that the CDAs let people who didn't have degrees in. And so they had to resolve that so that the two things were compatible. So this was yet another one of those tension moments like the one I had at the school board. So I went on, and what they told me was that I could have the job, but I had to understand that I would have to go through probation again. And I remember my answer. I said, well, that's not a problem unless y'all looking to fire me, oh, no, it's not. No, it's just the rules. I said, well, okay, then I'll do probation again. And so I did probation. I became an analyst. And so these are the folks that serve the mayor's office. They serve the CAO's office, the finance department, and all like this. So I rocked on happily working in the health department as an analyst for the longest. And a new leadership came in that was very visionary and wanted to really animate the public health work. And I just dove in. I felt that urge to be like committed. When we were staying overnight at work and all of this, we brought in millions of dollars to the city for maternal and child health, for adolescent health, for health care for the homeless, and so we had stuff coming in right and left. And so I was doing that, and then this incident with the award came up. So I was perfectly happy and would have rocked on in the health department, kind of being a valued employee and retired from city government, probably with a great retirement and all of that. Then this thing happened with the award, and then right after that, an opportunity presented itself for me to become the communications officer for Covenant House. And so,
Miss Bebelle, if I could move you along to the starting of the Ashe Cultural Arts
absolutely,
Center,
I can do
so that we don't lose you in our time frame here.
Surely.
Yes.
So anyways, I went on ahead to Covenant House, stayed there for a minute, and then rolled out on my own, again doing this committed work to the community, when I had a fateful breakfast one morning with a banker, a developer, and Douglas Redd and myself. She was doing the building that the Shea Cultural Arts Center winds up being in, and wanted to invite us to come and do something on the bottom floor to begin to essentially give the signal that the Oretha Castle Haley Boulevard was going to be redeveloped. Well, I didn't see where the money was going to come from. Doug and I had been working off and on, with various community projects up to that point. And so when I talked with him, I said, you don't have the money. I don't have the money. We both have households that we have to run. And so I don't see how we can do this. And so we just passed on it. But the projects we were involved with all had the need for space. And so I was ripping and running like a crazy person, trying to find spaces for an art exhibit that we had done together, or for a rehearsal that needed to happen. And so a little bit delayed, but like a couple of 3 months later, it occurred to me that having this space might be an answer to that, right? And so we rotated back and talked to the developer, and we were able to acquire the property. At that time, it was just the bottom floor, one half of the space, and though because we didn't have money, because that's what I was concerned about. What she conceded was that we could be there as long as no one else was. So as soon as other tenants started coming to the building, we'd have to pay a rent as well. And then the Ashe Cultural Arts Center got started. Douglas.
And what actually was the mission in the beginning of the Ashe
Well,
Cultural Arts?
until the time we left, it was to use art and culture as tools for doing community, human, and economic development. And so we were both committed to using culture and art not as a end, but as a means, which is the way we felt like culture and art come to us anyways. They come to be kind of a fertilizer and an uplift to life and living. And so our programming used artists and culture bearers as often as we could, as staff, as faculty, as obviously as the presenters of visual and art and performance work. But we were not only trying to show the art; we were trying to celebrate our Africaneity, and we were essentially trying to help people to really appreciate culture, not as an ability to be creative, but culture as the thing that best defines any of us. The inherent DNA that marks our person and gives us our identity, our purpose, our values, our roles, our rules, and our rituals. And so we were trying to kind of demonstrate that in a day-to-day project and program to program way, and that's how the Ashe Cultural Arts Center got started, and we got started with an exhibit that Douglas had done for the which had been done as a response to another art exhibit that had been done in New Orleans that had been controversial. It was called Urban Warriors, Soul Shadows, Urban Warriors Myths. And it was done by the fabulous artist by the name of Don Dido. And Don was trying to make a commentary about the community and how it was working out that, how we felt about race was the lens through which we looked at the issues of crime. And that we were further kind of demonizing Black men as a result of our fear about crime. So it was really a great project in terms of the commentary. However, visual art is interpreted by every given person who looks at it themselves. And the Black social workers in particular were concerned that everyone was not going to get that message out of the exhibit. And they wanted a complementary exhibit that was more literally positive about the African American community. And so Douglas was hired to be able to build that exhibit. I was hired to be the kind of the director and the coordinator of how it got seen and used by the community. And the exhibit was called Efforts of Grace. And it was the first one was essentially a 7-room kind of temple, each room celebrating one of the principles of the Nguzo Saba, with walls that had big pictures of youth programs that worked in the spirit of the given principles. So unity, self-determination, purpose, collective work and responsibility, on and on, Imani, faith, creativity, all of that. And that grew to become a series of exhibits, the Grace exhibits. And he eventually was selected to receive the Cultural Olympiad Award for the Olympics that was held in Atlanta. And it was from that we then moved to doing the Ashe Cultural Arts Center. And Douglas then repurposed some of the installation pieces to become the interior of Ashe Cultural Arts Center. And really for the rest of his life, he viewed Ashe as a living installation, which was made different by every group and person who ever came inside of it. And then we started the journey of evolving a way of being for this institution that we were creating that was clearly for the community. That this is where all of the years that I'd worked in all of the other places came to bear, because in all of those places, Black folks were ascending and getting positions of authority and power. And in the cultural arena in New Orleans, the thing that Black folks possessed the most, which was the culture, this was not happening. There wasn't a venue where you could ask a Black person for the key to be able to use it. Every venue you wanted to work in was a venue that was essentially, in one way or another, controlled by someone who was white. And I just thought that that was totally ridiculous. And so we got started doing building a way of doing programming and thinking and philosophy at Ashe, and seeing Ashe as the definition that says that Ashe is a way of generating possibility, making things happen. So every table we sat at, every conversation we were in, every interview was about helping people to really appreciate the power and the importance of culture as a pivotal feature of the human existence, and how critical it is to value the people who are culture bearers and artists, particularly in the city that we happen to call New Orleans, because those folks are the ones that keep tourism in the top 3 of the economic drivers for this city. And so you have a starving goose that is laying golden eggs for everybody else. What would the goose do if the goose was being fed? And so our whole intent was to find ways to be able to complete and correct the narrative about us as Black folks, to get Black folks more aware of the fact that they are Africans in America, and the fact that enslavement was the way that got their ancestors here, doesn't disconnect them from the motherland. And so for us to know more about the motherland, to know more about the diaspora, and recognize and feel the power of all of the people who are in the diaspora, who are a part of who we are a part of. And so that was the day-to-day mission of using art and culture as our tools for doing community, human, and economic development. And collaboration was another huge value and feature. So we worked a lot with all kinds of people, doing all kinds of things. We had a couple of really big collaborators, one being Eve Insler, who currently has changed her name to V. And so we met Eve after Katrina, when she came here, trying to, wanting to be helpful. And because she's an artist and she's a theater artist and all, and because of the vagina monologues and all, she really wanted to be able to capture women and how it is that they felt and experienced this disaster. So she got together with 16 of the really talented women here in New Orleans and created a piece called Swimming Upstream, which was about looking at the Katrina experience through the eyes of women. And so that was a very, and the whole time we were working on that, which was over a year and a half, she was raising money to support work of women here in New Orleans. And then when their 10th anniversary came, she decided to bring the celebration to the Dome and to view the Dome as this giant vagina that was being that we were getting back to. And she invited all of the women that were still unable to come back home yet. They found the money to be able to bring them in for the weekend so that they could be a part of the celebration for the weekend. And so that has continued to be a long-standing relationship of collaboration and support. And Asali, who is the now director of Ashe Cultural Arts Center, was a part of the creative team, wrote some beautiful work for Swimming Upstream. And she has continued to nurture that relationship going forward.
Right. I'm sure the Ashe Center has huge social impact within not just the local community, but
Oh
New
yeah,
Orleans as a whole.
internationally, it's an
Yeah.
international
Yeah,
celebrated
yeah.
organization.
Yeah.
So it sounds like we're getting close to the end of time. So if there's anything that you want me to ask me to kind of wrap up, please let me know.
Quite compelling viewing you are. Definitely enjoyed everything that you had to say. Definitely. I don't know whether Lavalais had some more questions.
No, that was fascinating. I did want to say Efforts of Grace. I was wondering where you had got that name from, but
Efforts of Grace was given to us. It was interesting. We were looking for a name for the organization. So Efforts of Grace is the name of the parenting organization, the corporation that sponsors Ashe. And so at the time that we were looking for that, we were running around asking people. So I managed to be riding the streets of New Orleans when I saw Jerome Smith walking, as you can often see him doing. I said, Jerome, you want to ride? He got in the car. And he said, well, Miss Lady, what you doing these days? I said, well, right now, Douglas and I are trying to get this center started. And we're trying to think about the name for the center. And he said, oh, okay, what y'all doing over there? And I told him, and so then in the middle of him reaching for a name, he said, yeah, this sounds like some kind of an effort of grace that you're doing. And he spoke it pursuing the name. And when he said it, it's like time stopped. I didn't even see the steering wheel anymore. I said, Jerome, stop. I said, I think you named us. I think
you already gave it to me. Right?
That's the name.
Yeah. And so Efforts of Grace is the name of the parent organization for Ashe Cultural Arts Center.
Okay.
And it was given to us by Jerome Smith.
Fantastic. Wow. Let me ask, how many years has it been in existence?
Ashe, we started Ashe on Doug's birthday on December the 15th of 1998. And so it is in its 23rd year, I think it is.
Okay.
I left at the end of my 21st year.
So you're no longer there, you're retired, but I'm sure you're
I am
fully involved.
I guess I'll take on semi-retirement. I stepped away from Ashe to give myself the opportunity to emerge the artist in Carol, and so that's what I've been doing over the last couple of years. I've been doing some film work, and music has always been something I wanted to get to. So I've been working on a collection of music, and I'll be starting a podcast probably in March that we're calling Arise. We're calling it a lullaby. It's something to be listened to in the morning before you go out to try to get people in a mindset to be able to take on a day with an eye toward being able to meet the challenges, but to also to be sure that they get enough out of the day to nurture themselves.
I like that. Okay,
Right.
that was. Go ahead, Lavalais.
No, I was just going to try and wrap it up.
Yeah, I think that's a nice thing to close with. Definitely.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. We loved having you on. Stay tuned, everyone, because we're not going anywhere. We are showing some pieces in a little while, but just excellent guest.
Yeah, yeah, and I see Robin finally got in the house, and I see Aisatu. If you want to read some of their comments, do you see them, Ella?
Yes, Aisatu says, I am fascinated. People don't often think when you reach a person of success, it is magical or the path is straight. Thank you for being an example that the path is not straight, but along the way, you pick up seeds and get where you need to be, grow where you are planted.
It's so interesting she would speak to that, because I was looking at Trevor Noah, I guess a month or so ago, and an interview that he did, and someone said, he said, man, did you ever dream of, this for yourself? He said, no. He said, and I caution people about dreams. He said, this is so much bigger than anything that I would have ever dreamed. And so sometimes we really need to look at the whole notion of the fact that, all of us have kind of a way of limiting ourselves. And sometimes the aspirations that we have for ourselves can have a limitation to them as well. And so there's a need to kind of leave open the ability to kind of have an aspiration and have a dream, and at the same time to understand what you're reaching for may be only a means to a further end. Because there is no way in the world that I ever thought that I would have essentially lived into the life that I made available to me. Really, all of those stages were magical. There was stuff that happened to and for me um, um, in all of the places that I went. But I never thought that I would get to be able to work on behalf of my community in a way of being able to do something that was so necessary, and to have it be something that will remain even when I'm gone, you know. So
It's
it's
like a
really,
legacy.
yeah, it's a legacy, and it's really, like I said, it's really, really critical to remember that whatever your dream is, that there is something above and bigger than that dream, that dream may lead you to, and so that's why it's so important to go for it.
All right. With that,
Always.
thank you. Thank you.
Always.
Yes.
Always.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely, I appreciate the opportunity to be with y'all today.
All right.
All right,
Everybody,
thank you.
that was Miss Carol Bebelle from the Ashe Cultural Arts Center in New Orleans.
Ah, she's not from. She's the co-founder of our shit
She's the
culture.
So
co-founder.
fun.
Yes,
Yeah, she's
My
not
current
there anymore.
platform, my current
She's
platform
moved
is
on to other
I
things. So
still,
she's
I
writer,
still.
producer.
my
You
current platform is Akua Productions NOLA.
know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
All right. Akua Productions, right?
NOLA, exactly.
Right. Okay.
All right, everybody. Thank you and good night, Miss Bebelle.
Good night to you all. Everybody
Uh,
have a great weekend, and those of you all that are doing Mardi Gras, just have a good time, but be careful out there.
Okay. All right,
Please be sure
everyone.
to look at our comments. There's a couple of comments in there that, you might want to just read after,
Yes.
okay?
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
We are
Thank
going to
All
move
right.
on with our program for this evening. Hey, everybody. We turned it around a bit. We wanted to bring on our guest because she was just pretty mesmerizing and so full of interesting facts and knowledge. And we haven't shown our work yet, and we're going to show it right now. So
All right.
stay tuned.
All right. I got a couple of new pieces, so I think Ellen may have a couple of new
I have a
pieces.
few new pieces.
Thanks.
I've always got new pieces. It seems like I got hats coming out my ears sometimes.
All right.
All right. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to show 10 pieces. Lavalais is going to show 10 pieces. All my pieces I'm showing tonight are kind of just everyday pieces just to throw on, like nice spices of color. Some of them you've seen before because they're favorites, and I just have to show them because there's always new people watching the show. So I have to make sure they see the fan favorites. And I've got some new ones in there too. So if you see something you like, put it in the comment section with the item number. And if not, go to the website, lipshats.com. All right, we'll start off with, the no name. I'm showing this because it's still cold in some places. Here in Philly, we've got some cold and we've got some warm. One day it's 60, the next day it's 30. I just have a few of these left. So we're just going to show it to those of you who have not seen this hat before. It's a great packable piece. It starts off real high. There's a lot here. It's acrylic and mud cloth, and you just tuck. If you don't have one, it's a great hat to play with, have fun with. There we go. That's one way of wearing it. Some people like to put pins in the hat. Some people like to turn it all the way around. This is the no name hat. I just have a couple left in each color. Take an opportunity to get these hats. As we're flowing through these, I have to let you know I am running a birthday sale. It is my birthday on Sunday, so I am going to do a sale for 3 days, starting Sunday through March 1st. If you put the code birthday in on checkout, I'm doing 20% off as a birthday gift to you and to me as well. So remember that, birthday. If you subscribe to my website, you will receive information about that if you forgot. All right, so this is the no name. Going to show you all sides. And it's priced at $68. Don't forget, you can get 20% off starting on Sunday for 3 days only. It's a flash sale. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, this is a great everyday piece. There's like, I think 4 or 5 shown there. It's a vegetable fiber braid, packable, crushable, great unisex piece. These are black and tan, and they have leather stitched on them. Let me show you one of them. I think there's 3 left on the website. I will be putting up some more in a couple of weeks when I've made some. But right now, there we go. Packable, crushable, vegetable fiber braid just pops right back into shape. And the leather is stitched on there. These are great, easy wear, everyday hats. And you have a nice little dip in there. All right, I'm gonna dip it that way. Another hat that you can play with your brim with a little bit if you want. This hat is, they come in the everyday section and they are numbered. So it's D5, D6, D7, and right now they're priced at $72. Don't forget, birthday sale starts Sunday. I think it starts at like 1 a.m. on Sunday through March 1st, and everything is 20% off if you put that birthday code in the checkout. So don't forget that. All right, this is the everyday hat. I think this one is D6. All right, so let's move on. Of course, I've got to show the foldaway. Am I going to try it on today? I guess I will. I seem to try on most of the hats. The foldaway, great packable hat. The black is the best seller. It packs flat. You can throw it in your bag. Okay, pop up the brim any way that you like. Make it yours. This is the foldaway. This is the black. It also comes in sand, in ivory, and chartreuse. As we move further into the summer, I'll probably be doing some nice poppy colors like yellow or orange. And I do have a selection of tie-dyes on the website. Take a look at the next slide, if we can bring that up. So, well, the next slide was the tie-dye one. Can we see that one? Not the lace foldaway. That one, there you go. So this is the foldaway in tie-dye colors. So they're all one-of-a-kind pieces because that's me playing around with the dyes, trying it this way, trying it that way. They're all priced around $64 to $69. And there are some that are smaller than others. I have the yellow to royal blue. I'm going to try that one on for you. This is T901. Pretty colors. You can see the tie-dye blend in there. So it's a double dye. Again, you can play with this. Small means that it's like a 22-inch and it will go up to about a 24. These hats, I'm going to show you, these hats expand and retract, okay? Expand and retract. The tie-dyes are really cute, great colors. This one was T901. And then let's go back to the slide and I'm going to show you a bigger size. I believe this one is the one at the bottom. I can't see it. T910, I believe. Really big size, this one. If you have a head size that goes up to a 26, 27, this one definitely will accommodate all your lovely head size. Let me just show them this one, please. All right, so this one is much bigger. There's a lot of room in here, okay, for bigger sizes. All right, and you see the blend is a chocolate brown, blue to purple. So this one was a triple dye. Go check them out on in the tie-dye section of my website. And they're priced from $64 to $69. again, this Sunday is my birthday, so I am doing 20% off with the code birthday in the checkout. So don't forget to do that. It's a 3-day flash sale, Sunday at 1 a.m. through March 1st. All right. Okay, now we can go to the lace foldaway, which is their sister of the foldaway. This is a little bit more breathable than the other style. The weave is a little more open, like an open mesh. And this one comes in 4 colors at the moment. These are all hand dyed. I dye all these colors. That's why you get these nice pops. I've got chartreuse, orange, sky blue, and sand. Like you can see, the weave is a little bit bigger, and these run a little bit smaller than the original foldaway. So I would say if you have a really small head size, this one is perfect for you. All right, I'm gonna see how you can just really play with those pleats and just have fun with it. See, that looks kind of cool. All right, this is the lace foldaway, and the lace foldaway is priced at $64. And it comes in 4 colors at the moment. That would be chartreuse, orange, sky, and sand. All right, we have everything I'm showing today is very casual, very easy wear, definitely pieces that you could play with your summer outfits that you are going to purchase from all our wonderful BAM clothing artists. We'll do the next slide, please. And we have Clio. Clio was a new design from last year, so I decided to do it again this year, but in an array of colors, let's say. So we have the jade green, the chestnut brown, and the black. And it comes in about 6 or 7 different colors on the website. I made them all original and different. Really, really pretty color. And this is a whip stitch raffia. So on this one, it's purple and chartreuse. I also have another one on the website. I think it's purple and orange that I did. This one is a medium size. There is a tie here, so you can tighten it if you need it. You can loosen it if you need more room in here. The Clio is priced at $85. And like I said, it comes in an array of colors. There's probably about 16 of them on the website, different colors and different whip stitches of the raffia. So this one is the jade green. I'll show you the chestnut brown. This one's really pretty with the orange and the black. Orange and red, I'm sorry, not black. Let me show you this one. This one is a smaller size. And the sizes are all posted in the descriptions of the hats. So make sure you read the description so you get the correct size. This one is smaller, lovely color, hand dyed chestnut brown, orange and red raffia. And I have one more on the slide. If you could show that, please. The black with red and yellow. I have it here. And I'm going to show it to you right now. There we go. This one is called Clio and it's priced at $85. Easy hat to throw on. This one is a medium to a large and it's whip stitched. I'm trying to show the right side. Yellow to red. So great colors. 85 and it's called Clio. Okay. Next one is called Aloe, which is just a fun hat. Again, I introduced this last year, and it's a design that is it's evolving. So it's evolving and expanding. So sometimes a design, you do it one way, and then you look at it and it's talking to you, and so it turns out a different way for the following year. And this one definitely applies to aloe. So aloe is a small size, like a a close shape, a beautiful soft pink through to red, and it's whip stitch in a chartreuse green with a kind of little fin on the top. I think it's really cute, an adorable shape. Aloe, let me see, is priced at $72. I have two. I have Aloe 2 and Aloe 3. So Aloe 3 is like an orange to a red, and it's whip stitched in purple, and it has a wider brim. This one is a smaller size, 22 inches. Aloe 3 is a little bit bigger, as you can see. So if you need a bit more room, goes up to a 24-inch, definitely room in there. This straw is a recycled paper straw, so it's great, it's packable, great for traveling again, all hand dyed, a lot of one-of-a-kind pieces. So this is definitely easy to wear, everyday, great go-to hats. Again, if you see something that you like, I am running a birthday sale starting Sunday at 1 a.m. Sunday morning, and it runs through March the 1st, 3-day flash sale, and it's 20% off if you put the code birthday. I was trying to remember the code birthday, of course, in the checkout. All right. I'm trying to read the questions here as I'm doing this. Aisatu, I missed your question. Maybe Lavalais has it for me. Or will I make the
Red.
Yes, as we get further into the season, I'm going to say March, April, definitely I'll be making it in red. So
And can you
hopefully,
make the packable tie-dye version to fit a small instead of a large, instead of a medium?
yeah, I could do that. I can
Okay.
do, yeah, tie dyes are all kind of one of a kind pieces because you don't really know how it's going to come out, but the solid colors definitely are repeatables. Not a problem. All right, next style, please, is called Swift. This is a new style, new shape, roll brim, easy hat to just throw on. These really are very brand new as of a couple of days ago. So Swift right now comes in two colors. We have the black with the gold or yellow stitching. This is a roll brim. It actually comes, this one doesn't have it on here, but it actually comes with a raffia tie here, so you can tie it smaller or release it to make it bigger for you for all sizes. And then I also have it, let's see the slide again, I also have it in yellow with orange. And those are the two colors. I have no doubt that I will be doing this in bigger colors because in other colors, other colors. Let me get my brain connected to my mouth. In other colors, because I quite like this design and I'm sure I'll be exploring it a little deeper. So this one is called Swift, and this is the yellow with the orange. It's a little bright in the lights because it is quite golden. I'm trying to pull back from the lights so it's not so bright, but cute throw on everyday hat. Swift is priced at $72. I have three more to show you. I brought back a really good hat from last year. It's called Tomorrow. Tomorrow comes in, it actually comes in three colors. I'm showing the black and tan, the white and black, and it comes in red and tan. Okay. This was a very successful design last year, so I'm like, why not do it again? It's called Tomorrow. Great shape, a nice close shape. It fits small, it fits tight. It's priced at $72, and it can be yours. You can take it home. If you send me, fill out an invoice or pay for it on the website, it will come to you in the mail. All right. Tomorrow is priced at $72. And then last but not least, I have a couple more tie-dye designs to show you. Um, they are letters, so you've got T909 and T907. Just playful pieces, one-of-a-kind pieces, which I'm sort of leaning more towards this year. The first one is more of a bucket style, okay? Great shapes, fun colors. This is a triple dye. I started off in the sand color. You have a nice orangey at the top and olive green at the bottom. It's a medium to a large. If you need it smaller, let me know. Send me an email, lipshats@gmail. I'm happy to resize a few pieces for you. This was one on the slide, and let's see the last one, please. There we go. T907. And this again is more of a bucket shape, triple dye. This one has a bit more height to it, okay? And it's a large size, and it's priced at $72. I'm gonna dip it down just a bit. All right, so those are some fun, really cool tie-dye pieces. The tie-dyes are all one of a kind. They are not repeatable. Check them out. They're on the website. That's it for today. Go check out the website on Sunday. You get that 20% off. Put that birthday code in the checkout. All right, that's it. Here comes Lavalais.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Here comes
All right.
Lavalais.
Those were some good colors you had on just then. That was like a
Thank you.
nice little color scheme going on. All right, everybody. I was thinking about the show this week because we get a week off and then I get a chance to do a little bit of work. So I was able to produce a couple of new things that I've been able to work on. So, but I'm going to start off by showing you the Janame ring, which is item number BAM. Not the Janame ring. I started you off with the Aya ring. This was the one I just finished working on. So it's the Aya ring, which you can get as either a pinky ring or any size that you might want it to be on your hand. I can make it as small as a 2 and as large as probably a 12 or 14, no problem. So this is the Aya ring, all sterling silver, and it's $65. All right, it's BAM number 11. This is all sterling. All right, it's BAM number 11. I don't think we have it on the website just yet, but we will be putting it up, and the website is at the bottom of the page, www.bamboozlejewelry.com, and this is the Janame ring. As you can see, it's also, I wear it as a pinky ring, but you can have it at any size. It comes from a size, make it from a size 2 on up. All right. So this is BAM number 12. Again, $65. BAM number 13. This is the Janame clip bracelet. I have one left that's a small. I can make another larger one if you have it, if you want it. But this one is a small for a size 6 wrist. And this is BAM number 13. It's $125. And next, BAM number 14, we have the Adinkra knee. Adinkra Ram knee. And BAM number 14. This is the superior sign in the Adinkra symbols. It's the one of greatness. It's the primary core of the Adinkra symbols, and I guess that's because of the full circles. I don't know. I haven't really got into the trying to understand a lot of it, but I would assume that the circles have a lot to do with the fact that the symbol is one of the most important ones, because there's nothing more greater than a full circle. You know, it's complete. Okay, so that's band number 14, and this is either as a pendant or as a charm. So it's either 45 or 65, depending upon the size, which is anywhere from 20 millimeters to 35 millimeters. Band number 14. And band number 15, and these are some clips that I got a chance to work on. This is the bamboo and the sterling silver again. And this one is a little, I think the color, I liked what Ella said, sand, but I think this is more like a peach. It's not really a orangey orange, it's really a peachy orange. So this is band number 15, and they are $100, they're clip-ons. And band number 16, these are the Janandis with the amber at the bottom. These are $125. They're all sterling silver and amber. Band number 16, not no 116, but just that I am seeing things these days. Band number 16. All right. And band number 17. This is my new necklace. I showed you guys that I was working on that for some time ago, and I've had a chance to finish it up. I'm wearing it right now. The end caps for this particular necklace, I actually created on my 3D printer and made them and cast them, and created this particular piece with that with the things that I made from the 3D printer in order to be able to do that. And each one of those little caps is like a little, I got some little raised things going on in it to make it look like bamboo with little crosses in it, little sections and things like that, in order to give it some depth. So it has a little bit of depth, and of course I included the bamboo with it. All right. So band number 17, and it is $250. It is all sterling silver and bamboo. Yeah, I'm wearing it right now, as you can see, just to give it the look. I don't know, you might want it shorter, but kind of am into, I usually make something to fit me, so I pulled it apart. So, but I usually make things to fit me, and that's my starting point, unless someone gives me some information about that. So band number 11, you want me to show you that again one more time? I sure will. There we go. It's the Aya ring. All right. And band number 18, this is bamboo and coral. It is little red bamboo and the red coral. And this necklace and earring set is $95. And band number 18. Band number 19 is also bamboo. It's bamboo and the iron, what is it? I can't think of the name of it right now. The one that I didn't write down.
I wish I could help you out, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what it is. I just can't come up with it. But it's an iron ore, and it is also like a brown stone. But cat's eye. That's what it is.
Uh-huh.
All right. So this is BAM number 19 with just little chips of cat's eye. All right. BAM number 19, and it's also $95 earrings and necklace. And these are pretty small. They're not really big, big, big. Okay. And again, BAM number 20, I finished it off with my Adinkra symbol bracelet. And this sells for $250. This is the Adinkra symbols charm bracelet. All right. That'd be me.
Okay. I think that is that the last one, yes?
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be me.
All right. Awesome. Well, we hope you've enjoyed the show. Don't forget to check us out next week. We have another phenomenal guest. We have Juanita BZB Britton. She is the owner of the Anacostia Art Gallery in Maryland and a very successful woman business owner. And we look forward to having her on and just having a nice discussion about business, about life, and about all that she has achieved definitely next week.
Yeah. Tonight's conversation was just great,
Mhm.
and I hope that Robin, we can help you out with getting a hold of Carol if you would like to reach out to her. We'll
Yeah, make that
try.
connection.
Yeah, we'll try and help you make that connection. That's for sure. Okay, and for Aisatu, no problem. Just put your size. We will be contacting you for that earring.
Okay, awesome. Well, it was a little bit different this week. I think I enjoyed the flow. I hope you did too, Lavalais.
Oh man, yeah. Like I said, well, I haven't said, but I thought that was an awesome show. I thought we had a great show. It was really nice to conversation. I stayed glued right here. I didn't go anywhere. You know,
Lots to hear. Lots
she
to hear.
definitely had my attention. So and
Okay.
everybody else. I hope everybody else was happy with our show this afternoon.
Okay. So, like I said, join us next week, next Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be back with another phenomenal woman who will be just, I guess, tantalizing you with everything that she has done in her life. So,
Yeah, you're gonna follow that one up with another great woman
yes.
after that one, I think, because we're moving also into our Sisters Month right on. So we will be,
Yes.
you guys are going to be looking at some of the greats that we can pull out our hats. All right.
Yes. Every week we have a woman that is definitely worthy of your attention. And we celebrate them as we move into Women's History Month. Women's
Yeah,
Month.
and one more thing before we go, and if you're an artist and you're looking and interested in being in our show, please notify us either through email or call us up or let us know.
Right.
You know.
Our email is blackartistmarketplace@gmail.com. Give us send us your
Yeah.
wonderful art. We would love to see you. We would love to have you on our big shows, the BAM show, which is every month. All right.
All right.
Okay, guys. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.